Hey guys, so I wanted to try something a little different this month. I thought I would pull some cards for each of the zodiac signs for this month. I have seen other people do this and I have been wanting to do it for a while, and now that I'm putting out more daily readings on my Instagram and doing weekly readings, I thought that I would add this in because it's something I've really been wanting to do. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And if you would like to donate to my GoFundMe to help support my travels and putting out more content, the link for that is down in the description below. So I'm going to be doing a 3-card spread for each zodiac sign for this month. This is a little later than it would be normally. I was traveling, so that's why this is going up on the 4th or 5th of April, whereas I prefer to do this at the beginning of the month, so unless something happens, it will be put up earlier usually. Don't forget, with tarot, it's always, you know, kind of a flowing type of energy. This is the general energy of each sign. So this may not resonate with you even if you are one of the signs, but this is the general feeling. Also, if you are consciously creating your reality, this may not be exactly in alignment with what's going to go on for you this month, but this is the general energy and something you can maybe go on when you're trying to make decisions. So I'm going to start with Aries and I'm going to end with Pisces, of course. So let me know down below if this resonates with you, if you have any suggestions. And don't forget, if you're a cusp sign, be sure to check out both your signs, and that might work out for you a little better. I'm a Taurus Gemini, so whenever I look up videos of the zodiac, I look up Taurus and Gemini, and they usually line up with different aspects of my life, so that's pretty cool. Also, if you want to go farther into your sign, be sure to look up your moon sign and your sun sign and any other signs. You can kind of look at a more full picture of what your month may look like. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get on to the cards. Alright, so I just started shuffling here for a second, and so I just wanted to show you this, that for Aries, I got the 4 of Swords. This just flew out of the deck, so I am very consciously aware of when cards fly out, and I usually see them as kind of like a little nudge within the reading. So just as a heads up, the 4 of Swords just flew out for Aries. So don't forget, this month it might be good to really focus on meditation and relaxation of the mind. If you're feeling stressed at all, this is definitely something that's going to be really important for you. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so the Death card also just flew out. So this may be also a transition month. I usually think of death as kind of like an actual, like a soul renewing, not necessarily outward changes, but definitely transforming how you go about doing things, or just things in your life, you know, letting go of old things that no longer serve and coming into a new space for yourself. So that's also important as well. I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot. I absolutely love this deck, and it's a really good, gentle deck that's good for I think good for everything. Alright, so we have the Judgment card here. We have the 2 of Wands. And we have the 10 of Cups. And I have the spread of kind of like the main energy and what's going to help and hinder that. So this is the general idea. So with the Judgment card, I like to think of the Judgment card as a rebirth. So this actually goes into that whole Death card that just fell out of the deck for you. Just fell out of the deck for you. So this is for Aries. So this month you may be feeling like you are shifting out of some old patterns, that you are feeling that rebirth. So the Death was kind of like that shifting out of, and this is that card coming in for the rebirth. So I actually feel like a lot of you have been shifting a lot, and this month is actually going to be that rebirth. Instead of it being more about the Death card, it's going to be more about the rebirth for you. So you might be feeling a lot of new energies. You might be feeling like you're seeing clearer, just maybe a new perspective. Of course, it's spring, so this makes a lot of sense. So you're really feeling that seasonal energy, I'm sensing. What's going to help you this month is the 2 of Wands, which is, again, about starting out into, I think of as like a soul journey or a new journey. It can be physical or it can be mental. The Wands is about energy and about moving forward. So the 2 of Wands is, you know, once, like the Ace of Wands is about deciding and, you know, deciding to spark that new thing. The 2 of Wands is stepping into that. So what's really going to help is really being aware of that rebirth and stepping into it, you know, not resisting it, and really allowing yourself to become this new person that you're shifting into. What's going to hinder you is you may not be feeling 100% emotionally stable. You might be feeling a little thrown by this new energy, and you might be feeling, a little tossed emotionally. So I think this is really important to go back to the Four of Swords cards. Allow yourself, really focus on being centered, because you might be feeling a little thrown this month. So just be aware of that. This month, pay attention to that meditation, and so then you can bring this energy of the Ten of Cups and that more centered emotional feeling. So be aware of this. If you're feeling a little tossed, it's okay. There's a new energy in you that makes a lot of sense. So just make sure to give yourself some personal time, some sacred space, and that might be really good for you. So this is for ooh, I must be hungry. All right, so up next is Taurus. I am a Taurus. I'm a Taurus Gemini, like I said before, so we'll see. It's funny, whenever I do a reading for Taurus, I always get a little nervous because I'm like, okay, even though this is for all of Taurus, like, this is for me. Not nervous, just like, oh, this should be interesting. All right, so I'm usually doing a 3-card spread, but I'm sensing a 4th card. So when I do reading, I do very intuitively, so just go with it. All right, so your main energy is the Page of Wands. I see the Page of Wands as kind of, in a very playful way, going after what you want. Allow yourself to pursue your passions, to move towards what you want. Really step into this. The Page of Wands here is playing a violin, so I see this, it could be even creatively. So you really want to step into wherever your passion is directed. And I see the page as being young and whimsical. So, play with your creation, play with, where your passion is driving you, and step into that energy. What's going to help you is the 6 of Swords. So again, with springtime going on right now, we're all awakening, we're all moving, in new directions, we're all, that awakening energy. And the 6 of Swords is about moving out of old space and into new space, or just towards, a better energetic space. You may have been feeling down. You may have been feeling kind of like weighed down recently, and so your energy and your vibration is going to be lifting up higher this month. So things are shifting, energy is changing as you step into that Page of Wands, step into your passion, step into what you truly want to be doing. This energy is going to come in for you, and it's going to be a big shift, which is really going to be lovely for you. I feel like you've been feeling kind of trodden down recently, and so this is a confirmation that the energy is shifting for you. What is going to hinder you is the 6 of Wands. Now, the 6 of Wands is about recognition for what you've been doing, being celebrated. So you may be feeling like even though you're changing, you're shifting, you're not getting recognized for it. People are assuming that you are still the old you, and you have to allow people to see that shift in you. Some people, people often won't really see it until the whole change has been fleshed out. And because you're in this new phase in your life, because you have been feeling kind of out of it, you've been feeling downtrodden, people are expecting that of you, and they're not really seeing that change. So that might be hard for you, because you're like, look, I'm changing, why don't you see it? And they're like, are you? I feel like you're the same person. So allow for the shift to happen, and then this energy will come in for you maybe later on. But this month you may be feeling a little like less than appreciated. So even though that's the case, you're shifting. So just allow for that shift to change, and things will, maybe be better next month. All right, and so this other card that I pulled, I was feeling also is kind of like an overall energy for you, or where you're going. And kind of an overall energy. So this is the 9 of Cups. So really emotionally, you are going to be in a much better place, and you are on some level, you're feeling that shift, you're feeling things coming to light. So emotionally, you might be feeling a lot better this month. So just sit in this, know that either this is coming to you, or this is what's going to be, or that, this is the underlying thing. Maybe things are changing, things are feeling like weird and uncomfortable, but underneath you're feeling like, wow, I'm actually feeling really good. So, sit in that, allow, trust that, these new ventures you may be stepping out into, these new passions are really actually what's important for your soul. And this is feeling better. Even though you may not be getting recognized for it right now, you know underneath this is really what's meant for you and what you should be doing. So you're going to be feeling a lot better this month. All right, so these next cards are for Gemini. Let me know down below if this resonates with you. Please comment down below. Let me know. I always love to get feedback. Ooh, I'm feeling Gemini's energy, kind of like, woo. Gemini, Gemini, you crazy Geminis. And I can say that because I am also a Gemini, so it's okay. It's okay. I got you, girl. I got you. Shout out to my Geminis that I know. I'm looking at you, Eliza. My soul sister. Okay. My friend Eliza and I are really similar. I mean, we're kind of different because I am on the cusp of Taurus and she's on the cusp of Gemini, Cancer, so we do have differences. But that Gemini side, we're sitting in our Gemini, it's like, oh gosh. We like to pretend that we're the two sides of Gemini because we can just be like so in sync with each other, but also we can be like polar opposites, so it's kind of interesting. All right, Gemini. All right, so some interesting, gosh, Gemini's about communication and I can't get it out. Okay, so this energy, this month's energy is interesting, you guys. So your main energy is the Page of Cups. So I'm really feeling like with the page, you know, the page is about learning and about young energy. And so with the Page of Cups, I like to think about learning about your emotions, you know, really understanding why your emotions are the way they are, you know, and really delving into that. Whereas the King of Cups, you know, understands emotions. The Queen of Cups is creative. Page of Cups is exploring their emotions. They're trying to figure out why they are that way. So if you're feeling a little tossed this month, Gemini, you know, maybe it's time to really explore maybe why you're feeling that way. You maybe do some soul healing. It's a really good time to tap into those emotions and really work through them. You know, really learn your emotions, create a wisdom around them. But also don't take them so seriously. You know, sometimes our emotions are other people's emotions that we're picking up, or, you know, we are so overly emotional and, you know, we take them too seriously. So this month, you know, really start to feel them out. Maybe shift some things and, you know, release the emotions that don't really serve you anymore. What's going to help you is the Moon card. So when I think of the Moon card in a positive sense, I think of allowing for things to ruminate and settle before, you know, and not expressing them out. Like, as an example, if you're doing something creatively and you're working on a project, maybe not talk about it too much. You know, let it create, let it sit and brew, so to speak, before you let it out. So if you're feeling like there's a lot going on for you, you're feeling like very, again, like with the emotions, you know, you want, often as a Gemini, you know, we're putting out. Maybe this month, as you're working through your stuff, maybe allow yourself to be more introspective. You know, keep it in the shadows a little bit. You don't always have to express out everything that's going on for you. You know, maybe let it sit within you. I know for me, I tend to often want to express everything that's going on for me. But when I, you know, sit by myself and work through it myself, and I don't need that reassurance of what's going on outside of me, and I really focus inward and let it sit and I think about it within myself, sometimes I get through it a lot quicker. So I feel like this month is maybe a good time to, you know, be more reflective in, you know, keep it a secret, allow for it to be within you before you express it outward. What's going to hinder you, and again, this is really about things being churned and things being a little agitated, but this is more about the mental. This is the Nine of Swords, and I think of this as the Nightmare card. So what's going to be hindering you this month, I feel, is your perception, you know, you getting caught up again, maybe in those emotions, maybe your inner thoughts, and that's going to cause you a lot of turmoil. But the thing about the Nine of Swords, it's really about that idea that it's in your head. You know, if you think about a nightmare, you know, you're so being tossed and all over the place, but ultimately if you just opened your eyes, if you just woke up, you'd realize that's not actually the case. It's not actually what's going on. You're not actually in danger. Oh, I just remembered the dream I had. I was having a zombie dream. Huh, that's funny. I had a lot of zombie dreams. If anyone knows what a zombie dream represents, comment down below, because I have them freaking all the time, and I don't like zombies. Zombies are one of my pathological, illogical fears. Anyway, off topic. Maybe it's not. I am a Gemini, so Nine of Swords, you know, it's good to, you know, we're looking at the emotions, we're ruminating within ourselves. Look at your thoughts as well. Are your thoughts the reasons your emotions are so topsy-turvy? Because what our thoughts are going on will create the, you know, the emotions, you know, our belief systems of what's going on. So be aware of that and maybe feel that, or maybe see if maybe a change of perspective is going to help shift those emotions into a more, you know, more peaceful space. And maybe that's what's going to help shift these emotions out and be more logical about your emotions. So there you go. So this month, Gemini, it's really about being aware of your thoughts and your emotions and not letting them toss you all over the place. So be aware of that, and I hope next month is a little more peaceful for you guys. But don't forget, whenever stuff comes up, whenever we're working through stuff, it's so that we can release it, so that we can have a more peaceful, balanced space for ourselves. So don't forget, this is just the healing process. So it will get better, I promise, if you do the work. So this month apparently is the working month.